I'm going to start with my One Size Oil Sucker. I like to apply this wherever I get super oily because I have really oily skin. So I'm going to apply it right here and above my eyebrows. I find that my eyebrows get super oily. I'm going to apply it here and on my nose. And then you have to wait for it to dry for 3 minutes to make sure it's completely dry. Now that it's done drying, I'm going to take my Benefit Brow Wax and apply that to my eyebrows. I love that I don't have to apply a color to my brows because it is a colored wax. And it also just keeps them in place like any other gel. So applying it, brushing it down. Oh, see, I already applied too much, but I'm going to clean that up with a Q-tip. I'm going to grab a Q-tip to clean up that product on my face. I didn't mean to put it there, it was just supposed to go on my eyebrow. And let this serve as a reminder that you can always mess up your makeup and fix it. Just because it looks bad doesn't mean you can't fix it, you can't save it, and you can't salvage it. Now that that's done, I'm going to use a concealer. You can use a foundation, whatever you prefer, and I'm going to shape under my eyebrows. I'm going to take this flat brush and just grab some of the Tower 28 concealer. I'm using the shade IE and grabbing just a tiny bit of product. You don't want to grab too much. Go straight across and create your arch. And if you don't want an arch, that's fine. You create and shape your brows however you want, however you prefer, and however you think suits your face better. My brows are naturally arched, so I like to just follow my natural brow. See? Here's a little tip for beginners. If you want to make sure your eyebrows are even, just create a unibrow straight across to make sure that they connect. If they're connecting straight, that means that they're even. Now that I have added concealer to both of my eyebrows, I'm going to make sure to blend this out just so that the lines aren't too harsh. I know there are a lot of people that prefer to do their eyeshadow until all their makeup is done, but I'm the kind of person that prefers to do her eyeshadow before I put on the rest of my base to avoid any fallout or messing up my base. So I'm going to use some painter's tape. I know there's like eyeshadow tape, but that's a little on the pricier side, and you can buy like painter's tape in bulk at a craft store for cheap. And I love to have a winged eyeshadow look, so I'm just going to create a little wing with the tape here and do the same thing on the other side. If you are a beginner, tape is your best tool for eyeshadow. It helps you keep that winged shape if you want it. If you want a round shape, go ahead, do however you want, however you prefer, however you think suits your face. But because I like to winged look, the tape helps a lot. And it saves you a lot of time without having to shape it or having to clean it up too much. Because I am wearing a Ramon shirt and he is purple, I wanted to do a purple eyeshadow look. But I wanted to bring a little bit of glitter to it. I'm going to create my base with the About Face Fluid Eye Paint. This is the prettiest purple. Look at this. I'm just going to apply some to my lid. Look at that. And this I'm going to blend out with my finger. I'm going to try to concentrate most of it on the bottom lid and then just bring it up to the top just to blend it out. It doesn't matter if it looks messy. I feel like it gives more of a smoky purple vibe, and that's really pretty. And look at that, it's not so pretty. What I love about these face paints is that you can wear them without primer, you can wear them on their own, or you can use it as an eyeshadow base. Now that we have this beautiful eyeshadow base, I'm going to take the Aurora Lights eyeshadow palette. I know it's really beat up, because I really do use it. And I'm going to take this pretty color on my finger, and then just layer it on top. Then I'm going to take this palette off of Amazon and grab some of this shimmery purple and apply it on top as well. Now look at the difference between this eye and this eye. This one's a lot shinier, a lot glittery, and that's what I really want. Because I do want to draw attention to the center of my eye and really highlight my eyes, I'm going to take the white portion of this eyeshadow palette and just apply it to the center of my eye. Nowhere else, just the center, right here. And see how that just brings your eye a little more forward? And now for the reveal, we're going to take our eye tape off. And look at how clean that looks. You don't have to clean anything up. You don't have to create a wing. It's already done for you. If you want to highlight your eyes and your eyebrow a little more, I also like to take some of this white eyeshadow and just apply it right under my brow bone. Now that I'm happy with my eyeshadow, I'm going to grab my Secure the Blur One Size. Yes, I used 2 different primers for my base. I'm going to apply this wherever I didn't put the One Size, which means under my eyes. I don't want to put the oil sucker under my eyes because I don't want to dry out my eyes. And this is like moisturizing. I'm also going to apply it right here. I'm going to apply it to my jawline and onto my chin. You never want to start applying the rest of your products immediately after your primer. This is going to mess up the primer, move it around, and not give it enough time to set. So I'm just going to wait a little bit before I apply my foundation. Something I do to help speed up the process is use a little fan. Before I apply my foundation to the rest of my face, I like to take my one size foundation and apply just a little bit to my sponge. I'm going to use that same brush I grabbed concealer with. I'm going to grab just a little bit of the foundation with my brush and shape the top of my brows. Shaping my brows with foundation before I put on the rest of my foundation just helps my eyebrows not blend into my foundation. You can tell that this eyebrow just looks a little more highlighted and defined compared to this one. And now that I have two eyebrows, I'm going to continue with applying my foundation. I'm going to make sure to tap this in circular motions and not rub it up and down so that I don't move my primer around. I only applied foundation to this side, and you can see that it has really good coverage. It's perfect for my oily skin, and it actually lasts all day. Now that my foundation has been applied, I'm going to grab my Say Bronzer in Deep Bronze and use a sponge to contour my face. I'm going to make sure to apply it above my cheekbone, right here. You can even do the sucky face. Look at how pretty that looks. You can see that this side already looks a little more snatched and slimmer than this side. I also like to apply it right here at the top of my forehead to make my forehead a little smaller. I also like to use this bronzer to contour my nose. I'm going to grab some on this little fluffy brush. And you're going to make sure to apply it under your nose. You don't want to leave the bottom of your nose untouched because then it just makes it look weird. We're going to be buffing and blending this out. We're going to create a line right here. See? Create a little button nose. And then we're going to bring product up. I like to bring down the intensity with foundation on top. See, it just looks a little less harsh. It still looks a little crazy, but that's okay because I'm still going to layer powders on top and it's going to shine through. The next step is my blush, and because I have purple eyeshadow, I'm going to use my Patrick Ta blush in She's Giving. I'm going to use the other end of my sponge and grab my cream blush first. I'm going to apply it right above my bronzer. I'm not going to bring it into my face too much because I don't want my face to look more round than it already is. I'm keeping it from the middle of my eye to the end of my brow. You can always build this up in intensity. I also like to apply blush to the tip of my nose just to bring a little bit more warmth to it. Now I'm going to bring this Tarte 28 concealer back and use it to highlight under my eyes. I'm going to apply it here too, right here, in the middle of my forehead, and on my nose. For my nose, I like to blend this out with my finger. I'm going to bring this concealer up and down. You can see that it widened my nose a bit, so I'm just going to have more of that bronzer. And that's it. You can always fix your makeup as you go. I'm going to blend out my concealer here with a sponge. Now it's time to blend under your eyes. As you're blending under your eyes, you want to make sure to bring it up to snatch your eye, but you also want to use it on your nose to continue contouring your nose. I'm just going to bring this product down. You don't want to bring your concealer up too much because that's just going to make your face look fuller. Now look at the difference with this side and this side. This side looks more lifted, it looks brighter, I look more alive, and here I still look dead and dull. This might be an unpopular opinion, but I like to set my products twice. And no, I don't use a wet spray for my cream products. I use the one size. I know, it sounds crazy, but because I have really oily skin, I feel like when I set twice with the one size spray, my skin doesn't get too oily. My makeup doesn't start melting off. It lasts all day. I feel like I can go run 20 miles and my makeup will still stay stuck to my face without melting. So now that this is blended out, I'm going to make sure that it's completely blended. Make sure there are no creases. I'm going to take my one size setting spray, shake it up, and then just set my face. Now that that's set, I'm going to apply my powder products, starting with the Huda Beauty Baking Powder. Again, we want to make sure that there are no creases in our makeup because when we set our powders, the creases will show. So here it already started creasing. I'm going to blend it out a little bit more and apply my Huda Beauty Baking Powder. I'm also going to bring it here to my nose. Now I'm going to apply a product that I believe is my new holy grail, the Mario Setting Powder. I'm going to grab some with my powder puff and then just buff her into my skin. I was never the type of person to buy the expensive makeup and the expensive powders. I was like, I can literally just buy a tube. It's gonna work the same. And then the second I started wearing this, my powder and my makeup has never looked better. My base looks so good. I've gotten so many compliments on my base and how it looks and how it's lasted me all day. So if you want those compliments, maybe you should get the Mario setting powder. You want to make sure you apply this everywhere. This means your forehead, above your brows. Remember when I said it doesn't matter if your nose contour looks too harsh? You're gonna grab this powder and you're also gonna apply it on your nose. See how it doesn't look too harsh anymore? It's just like peeking through the powder. I'm also gonna grab the powder and then just brush off that bake a little bit. Still looks brighter than the rest of my face, which is perfect. Now that I'm done applying the Makeup by Mario powder, I'm gonna use my Benefit Cosmetics bronzer. I'm gonna grab just a little bit, shake off the excess, and apply it right here. I don't want to apply too much. You don't want to over powder. And I also like to take it right here on my nose, just to emphasize a little button. Next, we're going to take the powdered part of our blush, grab just a little bit, swipe off the excess, and concentrate it again from the middle of your eye to the end of your brow. I'm going to apply some to my nose. That's it. I'm going to apply my mascara and my lashes, and I'll be right back. Now that I have my lashes and my lip gloss on, I'm going to use my One Size Setting Spray again, and then just set everything in place. And voila, that's it. If you like this makeup tutorial and would like to see more, make sure to follow me. Bye!